Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie. Just coming through real quick. A friendly programming reminder: the 718 boys will be coming through in a few minutes. Your main man Corey Lee and Doc Gable, aka Soul Finger 78. Yeah, go Soul Finger 78. I'll be coming through rocking this morning at 10 o'clock. But I wanted to jump on because I didn't want to be a distraction to them because I know they have a lot of things to talk about. But I want to talk to you guys. The thing I want quickly is this thing called legacy, right? I want to talk to y'all about game sevens and legacies. So I'm going to try to do it within 6 or 7 minutes so that I can get out of the way for those guys. But I want to talk about legacy and what legacies mean, right? Yo, the son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the spot. Newell is in the building. Salute. So I'm going to talk really quickly about things that are important to sports fans and legacies, right? So I'm going to start with this game in particular first. Indiana and the Knicks, what it means for both franchises, and then I'm going to speak to overall legacy and how you are remembered and why the way you are remembered is important. Right? So first, let me start with the Knicks are one of the NBA's most storied franchises, but their recent history has been not favorable compared to the glory days of the 70s and the 90s. The last championship was 1973, and we haven't reached the finals since 1999. This century, the Knicks have struggled a lot just to be relevant. The Indiana Pacers have a rich history, particularly during the ABA era, but their success in the NBA has been more modest. They reached the NBA Finals in 2000 and have consistently been a competitive team, often making the playoffs but rarely advancing deep. Their last conference finals is in 2014. So for the Knicks, the implications for legacy with the Knicks are resurgence. Advancing to the conference finals would symbolize a major resurgence for the Knicks. It would signify a return to prominence for a franchise that has been seeking stability and success. Building momentum, success in this arena could help solidify a new era for this team, building momentum for future seasons. Young stars and key players could see this as a foundational achievement. Fan base and market impact. The Knicks fan base is known for its passion. A deep playoff run would not only energize the fan base more, but also elevate the team's status in the NBA, potentially attracting more NBA talent and attention. What about the Pacers, though? For the Pacers, making the conference finals would validate their consistent presence in the playoffs and their efforts to rebuild and remain competitive in a tough Eastern Conference. And it would boost their fan base. And it would contribute to building a legacy for the young core that they have in place right now. Right? Mets is in the building. Salute. So what does that mean? Okay, so for the Knicks, it means a broader NBA impact. The matchup and its outcome would would be a significant narrative for the NBA. It highlights the changing dynamics within the league, with story franchise seeking to reclaim their former glory. It also showcases the competitive nature of the Eastern Conference, where multiple teams are vying for dominance. This series is crucial for both teams' legacies. For the Knicks, it represents a potential return to the heights of their storied past. For the Pacers, it underscores their resilience and consistent pursuit of excellence. The outcome will not only affect the immediate future of both franchises, but also shape the long-term narratives of the NBA, right? So for the Knicks, just to recap, for the Knicks, this is everything, right? This is everything because a championship window is not guaranteed to stay open for anybody, for any team. One day you have a bright future like the Atlanta Hawks making the Western Conference Finals, thinking that it's okay that you lost, you'll be back next year. And 3 years later, you're sitting with the number one pick. That's how fleeting these moments are. That's how fleeting these moments are, right? One day, I had a fly coming here from out of nowhere. One day, you're the Milwaukee Bucks hoisting the championship trophy. Giannis is crying on the floor. His brothers are hugging him. And then 2 years later, you've been eliminated from the playoffs in the first round in back-to-back seasons. And that's with Giannis. These moments are fleeting. You don't know how long these championship windows are going to stay open, or championship contention windows are going to stay open. So if you're the Knicks, if you're the Knicks and you understand what I just mentioned, you can't take this moment for granted. If you're the Knicks, you can't take this moment for granted. You absolutely have to give this your best effort. Because while it feels like you're on top now, being on top tomorrow is not guaranteed. And then we have to think about how we remember these events. Because legacies are not only about the moment, but it's about how the moment is remembered and how the story is retold years and years down the line. If you're a Knicks fan right now, you really want to win this game. But if you're thinking it's okay, we'll be back next year, what I would suggest is reevaluate that way of thinking. Reevaluate that way of thinking, because being the top dog is not guaranteed from year to year. You have to work at it. And while teams that are here in the moment feel like we're in this moment for a while, just remember the Milwaukee Bucks have lost in the first round in back-to-back years. The Atlanta Hawks went to the conference finals in 2021, or I think it was 2021. But this summer, 3 years later, they have the number one pick in the draft. Think about the Philadelphia 76ers, who were a trust the process team that finally had everything coming together. And they just lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Knicks. For whatever reason, they lost in the first round of the playoffs. For whatever reason. So if you're the Knicks, hold on to this moment. Hold on to it tight. Think about it kindly. Think about how we got here. Game sevens are important, but so are legacies. I'm the number one Chief Rock Index Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie. Thank you for coming through. 718 boys coming your way in a few moments. Peace, everybody.